Section 9, Cultural Challenge 9, Public Witness to That Which We Value the Most. Today's culture declares silence for those who would talk about their God. The cultural bias is that such silence is needed to protect the rights of those who do not believe in God. However, experiential storytelling open to all to share that which they value the most is culturally inspiring and practical. Talking about that which one values the most levels the playing field for all. Once the playing field is leveled and all share that which they value the most, the God story gets out in a culturally acceptable manner. This public witness through interfaith dialogue can occur at work, in a village or town, or in any public venue to share that which we value the most. The dialogue permits each to focus on each other's story of extreme value from God for the common good. Many stories are made into videos where work meets faith. At this point, we will hear Donald Brerer speak, and the title of his video is Charism Unfolding.
And it's just amazing to me that this artist put this all together. Or at least I think he did. I haven't actually talked to him. And he has Jesus giving the Spirit as he goes to the Father.
I can see the dove there, right on
Yeah. No, it's peace. Yeah. Because then when he comes back, the first thing in the evening of Easter, he gets together with the apostles and he says, "Peace I give you, peace I leave with you." So, anyway, man to man. Now this was, you talk about the Spirit. So we got a meeting together, and this was just for men, and we said, pornography, right? Didn't know how comfortable he'd be with this. And there were probably about 25 or 30 guys there. And so he said a little prayer. Bam! Pornography. He's right into it. And what a beautiful presentation he gave. And all the problems, some solutions even, which was great. And the discussion amongst the guys about it, here's just guys, they can talk about pornography. They don't want, other people in on the discussion, I suppose. And the pastor was there, Father Bob, and he was so struck with this. The discussion, the interaction between the presenter and the guys in the audience, that he said later, he said, "Wow, you think we could do some more of these?" And we looked at each other and said, "What? We didn't sign up for this, So, but he said, "Look, I'll give you a budget, for speakers, etc., etc." It's not a budget, now, in case you're perking up a little bit. But where are we going to get these speakers? So, yes, we did go get some more speakers. And they just sort of fell out of the air. Have any of you heard of Father Rocky from the Relevant Radio?
Yes.
Well, he was one of our speakers in January, I think, 2014. He came with his crew, with the recording crew, and he set it up just like a Relevant Radio Go Ask Your Father session. And so we had guys lined up to ask questions, and then Father Rocky would, orchestrate or give the answers and the clapping, the whole thing like a radio show. And it was terrific. Like, I think close to 50 guys showed up for that one. A couple of other examples, maybe a little bit more personal. One day, we have an adoration chapel. So it came to the end, or about 10 minutes from the end of my sign-up hour, and this man walks in, sits down in the front row, And he starts talking to God out loud. And I'm listening to him. And he's talking about how his wife just left him for another guy. They moved down to Kentucky, and he's carrying on with God about this. And I'm thinking, whoa. And he's obviously in pain. And I'm like, what? What am I supposed to do about this? Anything? So, the Spirit, I guess, said to me, go hold his hand. All right. So I did. He kept talking to God. And then we start talking. And I thought, oh. And then, finally, probably 15 minutes later, the relief person came in. And that was it. So the next time, to finish this story, I was serving as an election judge on first Tuesday in April. And it was a rainy, cold day. Nobody cared about the election, so hardly anybody showed up. So they gave us a little break and said, why don't you go for a walk? So I go outside, and I'm taking a little walk, and it started raining. Well, I was right by the church, in there, talked to God. So I'm in the Adoration Chapel. And there may be 5 minutes, and who walks in? The same guy. Okay. And I'm like praying a rosary or something, and it kept saying to me, talk to him, talk to him. So after 2 decades, I said, okay, talk to him. And so we started talking again, and he's telling me how things are going. So that time I said, well, gee, would you like to have lunch sometime? And he said, yeah, we'd really like that. You have to see, apparently he's in the process of divorce. So he said, I just got back from seeing my lawyer. I have to fill out a bunch of stuff, but I'll give you a call next week, and we'll have lunch. So that one is to be continued.
Okay.
Now, the last one, my wife got involved in a different parish, a much poorer parish than St. Norbert's in Northbrook. And she was teaching confirmation classes. And then she had a list of things that they needed help with. And she said to me, could you work in a poor parish? And I said, well, yeah, but I got all my friends at this other parish. But the thing is, could you work in a poor parish? And I got to thinking about that. And I said, why not? Isn't that what Jesus called us to do? Is help the poor, He didn't necessarily, that's who he was interested in. So, one of the teachers there, the religious education teachers, had to quit. He had a shift change. And so they asked me, would I take on this class? I said, well, what kind of class is this? Well, we're talking about 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders that had never received communion. And they were preparing to receive communion. So I said, well, I'm sure the Holy Spirit got me into this, so he's going to have to get me out of it. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And now, you're a mother of what, 4? And you have other mothers. You know what 4 are like, and any of you that may have been teachers can imagine what 30 are like. So anyway, I always call it, this is like, I did have a saying for that. It's like rounding up chipmunks or something, So after a while, they start recognizing the fact that you actually exist in the same room where they are. And after a while, so I thought, well, gee, I need a baseline here. What do these people know? These little guys. And so after I established the baseline, I started out with Adam and Eve. And we went from there. And they're starting to calm down a little, not totally, but the Spirit is working on them, and it's just amazing to watch. It's only been like 5 or 6 weeks, but each week a little better, and there he is.
Yeah.
There he is. Thank you.
Donald Brer is an insurance expert witness. He will share 3 examples of being called by the Holy Spirit, hear how he responded, and a gift of the Holy Spirit or charism evolved. Unlike a gift or talent solely to benefit oneself, a charism is always outwardly directed for the good of the community. A 9th spiritual awakening, public witness to that which we value the most. A seminar series content is consistent with natural law and our faith. A seminar series guide included in the Smart Retreat kit provides a communication protocol that permits public witness in a context of a house of worship or in a context of the public at large. For example, in a work group. And in both contexts, if the group helps us to accomplish that which we value the most, group loyalty, group support, and cohesiveness are maximized. Small groups of both types can help us to accomplish that which we value the most. The seminar series is about using the gifts given to you centered on an area of meaningful expansion for yourself to build up community. Each series will feature presenters who will tell real-life stories and how their faith played an important role. Hearing many different stories in our seminar series may increase connections among us that will bring us all closer together, increasing our sense of community. For example, you can go to loquate.tv and see such stories. If you hold one yourself, the event's social benefit is getting to know each other better. The more we know about each other, the more opportunity we have for being connected. Every person who presents on a subject of God's goodness where work meets faith reclaims out of confusion and chaos a true, real-life understanding of the goodness of God. That true understanding of the goodness of God is our testimony across America. There are 3 optional videos to view. A little bit of Emmett McGovern on forgiveness. Terry Madel, An Experience of God. Walter Quick, I Am Somebody. Each of these videos may be viewed at Loquate TV. Many presenters become consultants who offer free appointments for up to 1 hour of consultation on a topic of God or work expertise from their presentation. The initiative is accompanied by an honorary Ethics Association membership for qualifying presenters as a lay association. Many presenters become consultants. To be a member of the lay association, consultants agree to support each other's faith gifts, defined as extreme value from God for the common good, agree to support the seminar, and seek to lead a more faithful life, defined as loving God and loving neighbor. Become a presenter in context of the public at large, sharing that which you value the most. The far goal of God is peace through total inclusion, not exclusion of any. We start with our small group and move outward from there. A quote, "Here there is not Greek and Jew, circumcision and uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free, but Christ is all and in all." Colossians chapter 3, verse 11. Congratulations, you have now completed the SMART retreat. You are now ready to join a live discussion group with your friends.